Yes. Hello, beautiful ladies. I would like to welcome you all in just a second, and I will start again.
Do you have audiences in the theater, in the movie theater now?
Yes, we have three, and hopefully there will be more, but we will forget now about anyone, and we will just focus on our lovely talk. Okay.
Okay.
So I would like to welcome you all in accepting the first panel initiated by Silver Screen Film School, Women Empowerment Challenges and Opportunities. I already feel empowered being among all of you, Tünde, Rina, Batoul, Marianne, and Lendita. I am so honored that I have these 5 powerful women right there, and I salute every one of you now, and we say hi to each other right now. And I would like for you, please, to introduce yourself, and we will start right into our questions and discussions. Tünde, please go ahead.
Hi, everyone. My name is Tünde Skovrán. Tünde Skovrán. I don't even know how to pronounce my name anymore because I'm living in different parts of the world. Right now, I am in Los Angeles. I live mostly here, but I am originally from Romania, from the beautiful city of Gheorghe, where you actually are streaming this conversation from. I started off as an actress in Romania, and I moved to the United States about 10 years ago, where I became a filmmaker. I was in front of the camera in Romania, and I continue to do so, but I transitioned into directing, and I also co-own post-production studio here in Los Angeles. Yeah, that's about it.
Thank you, Tünde. Rina.
Hi, everyone. Do you hear me well? Everything is okay? Yes? So I'm Rina. I'm an actress from the moment I remember myself from childhood, and the whole life I lived in Russia, being an actress there in theater and film. And 2 years ago, when Russia started the war with Ukraine, I took decision to move from there, and being a wife of Romanian filmmaker, Romanian man, we moved together to Romania, and it was a pretty hard decision, but very important for me because I canceled that chapter and all my work and everything in which I grew throughout the whole life and the whole experience. And here I am in Bucharest for these 2 years, starting somehow new chapter of my life. And I started to produce as well, to tell stories myself. I started to feel that I'm able to do this now. And yes, being an actress and producer at the same time, trying to build something new in this new place. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Rina. Batoul.
Hello, everyone. So my name is Batoul. I'm a Moroccan director. I grew up in Morocco, and I went to France when I was 18 to study. I studied literature and cinema, and then after that I've been to film school. I graduated from film school with a thesis film, Selma. It was a short film that I shot in my hometown in Meknes in Morocco. Since that, I developed project while I was between France and Morocco, projects that are both produced between these two countries, but mainly I want to shoot them in Morocco. In 2022, I created my own production company, and I produced a mid-length film a 30-minute film around, because it's still in, and now it's in post-production. So the shooting happened in 2023 in Casablanca in Morocco, and now it's in post-production. And I'm still developing my first feature film and another short film between these two countries. And thank you very much, Mariam, for organizing this panel. Very
Thank
happy
you,
to
Batoul. Thank
be
you,
able to do this.
Lendita. Which I'm pronouncing your name wrong always, but you told me that you're absolutely fine with this pronunciation. The mic, Lendita, the mic, yes.
You have to enable the microphone on Zoom.
Now, is it okay?
Yes.
Yeah. So I'm Lendita Zeqiraj, born and raised in Kosovo. I moved to Paris in 1999 during the war in Kosovo with my son. And since then, even though I was painter in Kosovo with this big dream to do movies, but never had chance to do it, once in Paris, I started to study film aesthetic, and it helped me a lot to but to start filming and writing. And since 2002, I did some films, some projects, which every time I do new film, for me, it's like new adventure, taking into consideration that I didn't do film school. But I was able somehow to manage to work with wonderful technicians and other filmmakers. So now I'm in Kosovo. I decided to come back to Kosovo in 2008 when Kosovo became independent. And I'm here now working and trying to give my best also to other people who are filmmakers, young filmmakers, and that's my little story.
Thank you, Lendita. Marianne.
Yes, hello. My name is Marianne Ostrat, and I am an Estonian film producer. I have lived all my life in Tallinn, but I have trained, of course, internationally, so I travel a lot for work. I got into film industry in 2004, so half of my life I have been making films. This summer I celebrated 20 years from the first project as a production assistant, and from there it got also clear that I want to become a film producer. So I started my own production company, Alexandra Film, in 2006 when I was doing my master studies, and now it was also, 14 years ago already. In 2010, I also started an animation production company. It's a small boutique animation company, and in August we premiered our first film in Locarno. But with Alexandra Film, I have produced 3 feature-length films, 2 fictions, 1 documentary. And the documentary Smoke Sauna Sisterhood was a huge breakthrough for me. The film was awarded in Sundance. That's how we also know Mariam, because it distributed in Romania. Thank you. And it was, I mean, I never even dreamt of something like that happening. Or maybe I dreamt and they didn't think that it's gonna actually happen. So, and now it's kind of life after. I'm trying to make sense of it. It's quite challenging, to be honest, what to do next. I have some projects, but also how to, yes, how to move forward from here. And I channel my experiences and my misfortunes and my fortunes teaching also at Baltic Film and Media School in Kino as movie master. I supervise one producer every year, and they are always from different countries. Mostly somehow they happen to be women. This year I have a student from Ghana, last year from Ecuador. And it's very inspiring. I think teaching is like a last phase of an experience when you pass it forward, whatever you learned from your adventures. So yes, that's my life as a film producer.
Thank you so much, Marianne. I want to tell you that I got to know each one of you, not for a very long time, but you all, maybe some of you a little bit more, Lendita, for example, Batoul. But I want to tell you that each one of you left a very positive impression and impactful impression on me. Because, for example, I will start with the smoke sauna, just because Marianne right now mentioned a couple of things that we will discuss: a dream, challenges, and also the idea of sisterhood that were discussed in your film. So I want to discuss first with everyone the dream of becoming a filmmaker, an actress, a film producer, to give voice to other women. How and when did you feel that you really want to put this in paper with Who I Am Not, Aga's House, Pineapple Island, and Marianne last film, Smoke Sauna Sisterhood, and Batoul, the film in progress right now as a filmmaker, as a woman filmmaker between France and Morocco, and the challenges that you are going through right now. So I would like to ask Tünde, how your dream, when was the first time you felt through Who I Am Not or before as an actress or as a filmmaker that you would like to give voice to other women or binary, or because who I am not actually is I will let you speak about the film.
Wow, this is such a broad question. It's
big. It's big. We will try to narrow it down along the way.
Yes, well, I'm trying to be concise. So as I said, I moved to Hollywood with this dream to be an actress, right? And to continue my career here like 10 years ago. And I was naive enough to believe that with the English that I was speaking back then and with the connections, basically I didn't know one single person here in Los Angeles. I just came with my suitcase and I thought that I'm gonna make it. And I went from audition to audition, and every time I got very, very close, but at the last moment they said, well, no, you don't really fit in. You are too Eastern European. You are not even Russian, because I was going for all the Russian roles and all this stereotypical, especially 10 years ago, the diverse casting wasn't such a big thing. So I remember I was driving on Hollywood Boulevard and I was sobbing. I was crying in my car, yelling that I will never gonna make it because I'm not American. And I stopped at the red light and there was a homeless woman. And I had $1. I gave this $1 to this homeless person. And she was a Black woman. She looked at me and she said, for the first time in my life, thank you, American sister. So I realized, I was like, for the first time, I became an American person because I gave something. And I was like, okay, so that means something. I have to learn something from this. This city is never going to give me anything. I have to offer something. What is the thing that I can offer? And I started surrounding myself with a lot of foreign, incredibly talented actors and actresses who were in my shoes, who were not able to break through because of the language barrier. And I was like, okay, build it and they will come. What can I build for these people to bring them together, and together we excel? So I came up to create a dubbing studio. We started dubbing different kind of Latin American content into Brazilian Portuguese. I sold it to Angola. We started. I gathered an Italian team, a French team, you know, and I created this international hub where I could offer for other actors, no matter if it's women or men, the same possibility that I was craving for. And I started feeling very powerful because I realized that as a character in a movie, like I have to have a quest. And the more specific the quest is, the more possibility I have to create something from the ground. So I cannot come, or I cannot live my life just wishing to be beautiful, sexy, an actress, a director, whatever, you know. This is a broad dream or a broad hope that is delusional, and it's not gonna happen ever. So I have to ask specific questions, and then I will have a specific path. So with Who I Am Not, the documentary that I directed, that was my debut film that I was premiering last year at South by Southwest, and it also had a huge path in the festival circuit, and participated last year in more than 70 festivals, and we won like 27 awards with it, and currently is in American public television. And so that's how we know each other, because the film went to Bistrica, and we connected there.
No,
this
but
film,
we saw it first at TIFF before Bistrica.
yes, correct. Like, yeah. That was the Romanian premiere. So we ended up in Romania, where I am from, but the film was shot in South Africa. And I was still an actress when I was following the events, what happened around the South African athlete, and the question, what is a woman? How we define physically, biologically, a woman in today's society. And it seems like a very simple and very basic question. When a baby is born, the doctors take the legs apart, has a vagina, is a woman, but what happens if that baby looks like a woman, but genetically it's not? What happens? How we draw the line in between sexes? Is there a bridge? How we make the differences? And so I ended up in South Africa, following this athlete who happens to have who happens to be, she was raised and born as a woman, but later on, at the age of 18, in an international competition, they found out that the blueprint of her body, the DNA of her body, is that of a male. And in South Africa, I searched for different other characters, and I ended up making.
But I want to interrupt. I wanted to interrupt you for 1 second. When you decided to make the film,
yes,
the first film, what are the challenges that Tünde sit down by herself and thought to herself, oh my God, how can I find a producer who believe in my project? How can I find a team? How can I, and this is your first film.
By this time, by this time, I was through a lot of different other projects that I built, producing theater on Broadway in New York, producing theater in Los Angeles, having an international company in Los Angeles. So I was 100% sure if the idea is well built, and if I believe 100% in it, and if I know that I am the only single person who has to tell this story and nobody else on this planet, and why do I have to tell that story, I knew that people will come. I was never, ever,
So
ever.
you did not fear.
Huh?
You did not
I
fear.
was not.
Dog.
I never even doubted that this film is going to be made. It was just so very clear for me. I had money because I had some savings and I threw everything in. So basically, the amount of money that I spent out of my pocket until the first person came in was equivalent of buying a 3-bedroom apartment in Romania, for sure. So, but it gave me a safety net, but also I knew that the moment this is going to be taking a form or shape, people will come and join me. It's like, I don't know. I really believed in it. So basically, the way I started doing this project is I called a reliable Hungarian cinematographer friend of mine, and I said, tomorrow, because I got a call from Africa that I will have an opportunity to make an interview with a specific person, and I said, I am buying a ticket. We are going tomorrow. I was in Copenhagen and I landed in Budapest. We got a very improvised equipment together and we went to South Africa. I haven't been in Africa in my entire life. I didn't know the rules. We didn't need a visa because I'm a Hungarian citizen as well. So we just figured it out. And we were in incredible situation. Like if I think back, I was hijacked. I was locked in a shipping container. I was in a gunpoint.
Wait, I will come back. I will come back to these challenges because I know many of them. I will come back to this because this is very important. Also, how you manage to shoot under extreme circumstances, and you are only woman around this. I will go to Lendita because also Aga's house, a story about 5 women and giving voices to these women in how when you come up with the idea, of course, and the circumstances around you and the war, can you take us to your feelings back then when you wanted to do this film? And I know that Kosovo and the circumstances are not that easy for a woman to raise her voice and to find someone who believes in this. And how did you overcome this? And how did the idea came into reality, your dream?
Well, my dream, as I told you, since I was very little, I was playing with this projector and Super 8 camera. But I was told that since Kosovo didn't have film school back then, you are talented in arts, you can draw and paint well, so go there. And I went there for 6 years. Like, I was doing painting and I learned a lot through paintings because first thing we learn is framing and, film is frame. So, but to switch from that and my experience as painter to filmmaker, it was somehow, I just believed that I can do it because I had my film in my head. Everything was there. I just had to sit and write the story for the actors. It was not for me because for me, everything was there. Finding people who will trust me with the budget, I didn't have anyone, but I had friends who were willing to work with me without money. We were just helping each other somehow. I'm talking about my first film, 2002. And the film, when I accomplished at the end, I didn't know that this is film. I said, I don't know if this counts as film or what is this, because we just did something which came from my head, and you know it. And we sent it to some festivals, and the response was very well. We won some prizes, and that's what it. I mean, to know that yes, I can do it. And then I continued to do these ideas, but it was always from the beginning, like I didn't know anything, like from zero. This way, I tried also, I made some documentaries, some experimental films, and then at the end, this was the last film, Aga's House, which was my first feature film. Before that, I was doing and challenging myself to make some one-shot films, short films, 20 minutes, but one take, 20 and some more than 20 actors, etc. So I was always in each project, I was trying to raise the bar and try something else. But this feature film, you know, it was challenging to make because it doesn't, maybe, I don't know, from the point of view of industry of film, it has some things that are not maybe acceptable, you know, some long takes, some, but for me, it was every word and every scene that was in my head, it was written and it was done like that. So I didn't want to compromise, I didn't want to change anything. I know that if I would listen to other people and other producers, and I would probably have today my distribution, the film distributed, because my film until nowadays doesn't have any distribution. I am sending myself, like when festivals ask me to do so, but from that point of view, industry point of view, even though the film did a lot of festivals, won so many awards in festivals, we never managed to have distribution, like real distribution for like an industry film. So, and even now, I mean, I will continue to do this kind of work. I will never change because my time is much more important than industry. So I'm very happy. That's why when we talk sometimes, I was telling you, whatever you have just to go and do it because it has a meaning.
But Lendita, also you mentioning that you don't have a distribution, it takes us actually, and we discussed this so many times. Of course, I know a lot about the backstory of the problems with distribution, but it takes us also that we need to speak out loud and to say that we, until this very moment, we have to be extremely lucky in order to find a producer or a distributor, or because women are less still, even though that now we are very proud of who I Am Not and Smoke Sauna Sisterhood and Aga's House and Rina and Batoul and a lot of other amazing, inspiring women, still we have challenges when it comes to a man and a woman. So this film and that film. So it will be very easy for a man to get a distributor, but the woman, she needs a little extra effort. But of course, again, like Tünde, she said, I believed in my idea, and you said the same thing. I believed in my idea, and I was so sure that I will find, you know, ways to distribute and so on. So believing and confidence in something, but also addressing an ongoing. No, you don't agree.
But not all of us are like skilled.
Not all of us, exactly.
Money-wise, you know. Not all of us are skilled. So if we have some good partner who is also skilled in this money orientation and find money and find budgeting and find distribution, and I know a lot of women as well, they are so good in that. But unfortunately, we are not all, like, you know. So for me, from my point of view, I would be so lucky to have some producer, but who is also creative producer, who trusts and believe in one's idea, like doesn't interfere and doesn't want to change to fit in some sort of category, or, you know. But I didn't have that chance. So from my point of view, I was doing myself a lot of production, a lot of this and a lot of that. But I mean, it was entire experience and an entire a life story of these festivals and filming, and which I wouldn't change for any money or any big industry in the world, because this way I got to meet a lot of wonderful people like me, like myself, like you, like now that we are meeting, having this meeting. So
so there are also opportunities that comes with the challenges. There are also opportunities.
Of course, you have always, there is, I mean, you have to compromise something, but I didn't want to compromise the artistic point of view. So I compromised with this industry and this, you know.
And we will come to this point. We will come to this point because it's very important, compromising. Rina, now that you actually were doing, you know, in your home country, a lot of things, and going to another country to start from the beginning, to position yourself in a different context, and to continue what you started. So I was impressed about and I know that I'm a feminist, so I have to say that you already know this. I was impressed that Pineapple Island, which will premiere soon, the cast, the full cast is mainly about women, and it was also about mental health. So I want to know the dream of producing this film and also acting in this film, and the cast, all the women in this film. You did not fear that oh my God, this is like one film that is focused on women, and the industry, like Lendita was talking about, versus artistic choices. And so please tell us more about this experience, the dream and the challenges.
So when I just started from my young age being in theater, I started from playing in theater and reading theater plays and literature. We were always asked, like, what kind of character you want to take on to play in your life. I don't know, when I was young, later on. And I was always like more interested in men characters, because they took all their interesting parts which you can explore, all their inner, I don't know, way, their train of thoughts. It was always interested for me, and I didn't see so many women with powerful performances presented on screen that time. Like as well, I'm more than 20 years in this industry, and of course in different countries it's different, and in USA there are more interesting films with women with lead characters, but in Russia that wasn't like that. And when I moved to Romania like 2 years ago, first of all, I just didn't know what I'm gonna do like at all, because I don't know the language, Romanian language. I started to learn English like just 7, 8 years ago, and I was like, okay, I cannot be actress in Romanian, I cannot be actress in English. I should do something like Tünde said, to offer something. And this film, The Secret of Pineapple Island, we shot it before with Alex Nastoy, scriptwriter, director, and now my husband. And it's not just woman-centered story, has just all women cast. There is no man characters except of a photo of grandfather on the wall. There are 49 actresses, women actresses, mostly Romanians, and also we have actress from Austria, actress from Serbia. We have me there. And when I joined this story, it was something which I never seen, because there are few films in the film history, I can name 5-10 films with all female cast without any man on screen. And it was something which I was, hoping for in my life, exploring the woman's soul, talking about woman issues and what she feels, and it's about mental health over one single woman, and the rest of characters, they are like her all kinds of inner sides of her, because everything what is going on there in this, it's psychological fairy tale, it's like happening in her head, and all these characters are presenting her. So it's like we're diving in the woman's head, with her struggles, with her traumas, and it's about loneliness, it's about losing your family, being alone in this world, trying to solve all the traumas along the way. And I went directly to be an actress in this project, and also a co-producer, and from post-production. Now I started to do post-production after I moved to Romania. We were like, okay, now we should start with this movie, we should complete it, because there is the time, and I hope it will find a place in audience heart, not just women and men as well, because these panels, it's so good they exist, but I hope that they're not just women who are listening this. It's very important for men as well to be here with us, to listen us and to understand. And so we're preparing now for
I love that you said this, because when we say we are for women's rights or feminists, or we don't really say that we hate men, because I have a great partner. But
No.
what we are really
No,
Yes,
and I wanted to
yes,
say that all my life looking or like wanting to play men characters because they were just more interested for me. I never put myself in a minority, like, oh, women, it's minority, it's something like small, and I don't want to be a woman, I want to be a man, because you have to, I guess, like, to be proud of yourself and not like complain, I'm a woman, it's so difficult here. I mean, it's difficult for everybody. We're self-distributing our film, and we're like very small team, my husband and I, and he's man, and when he's sending emails to find sales agencies something, they don't answer, not because I'm sending and I'm a woman, they don't answer because I'm a woman. No, they don't answer to him. It's not about this. And if I'm hiring the team to work, I'm hiring professional. I'm not hiring a woman because she's a woman. I will hire who is better. I'm sorry. I mean, we should be equal. We should feel ourselves equal. We shouldn't be like, I'm such a poor girl. Help me. It's like, it's good to have these panels, but sorry.
But I'm sorry to interrupt. No, I'm sorry to interrupt. I just wanted to highlight on the fact of being equal, because you said we need to feel equal, so we are able to actually do the same kind of jobs. So it's about also the opportunity.
Yes, and yes, it's about our inner feeling. I mean, some men can feel not good enough for something as well. Why not?
I will come back to you, Rina, because I want to talk more about equality and opportunity. I wish, of course, now that we are going to Marianne and Batoul, we will be able to discuss the rest of the questions. But now, Marianne, because Rina was mentioning right now about not hiring the full cast or crew, not necessarily because they were women, because they were professionals at what they do as well, right? So, right, Rina, I understood correct? Yes. And Smoke Sauna Sisterhood, I want you to share with us the backstory before Smoke Sauna happened, the dream, your journey before Smoke Sauna happened, and how on the way you were empowered and you went on. And I remember that although the whole film is around women in the sauna and giving them voices, and it's about sisterhood, of course, there was the cinematographer, and he was the only man, I think, on set, if I'm not mistaken, if I remember correct.
Oh,
There
sound
was,
recordist also.
ah, yes, yes. So please share with us, better than me, this moment, the journey before it started, and going towards this project. The challenges, like, because we all face in the industry ups and lows, not all the time high and not all the time low. So there was a moment that you needed to empower yourself to go into this journey.
Yes, I will tell this story. It's so funny because now I have different challenges. So it's almost, I have almost forgotten it. But when you started to talk, then yes, I have been telling it at our screenings also. So Smoke Sauna Sisterhood is shot in southeastern Estonia. It's a specific area and with very distinct cultural heritage. And my roots from my father's side are in this area. The director is, she has, Anna Hintz has, I mean, her connection with the area is much stronger. She's a carrier of this heritage. My connection is sort of dormant, but it's strongly there. I can see it in my interactions with some family members and in temperament and so on. And back in 2016 or so, Anna had started to develop this project with another producer, a male producer. And I remember I was reading from Estonian Film Institute website the projects that had just gotten funding, and this project got funding, development funding. And I was extremely spiritual at that time. Crystals, lots of yoga, all of that stuff. Now it has kind of a little bit fallen away. The outside, I'm still a spiritual person. I think we all are. But at that time, it was like really very much in the forefront. So I read about this project and I felt this really strong connection with it, that this is a film I would really, really, really want to do. It felt like really like my baby. But it was with another producer. So, and I almost like asked, universe, how is it possible that I'm not producing this film? And then I forgot about it because, I mean, they got the money, they went on. And then in summer 2018, when I had gotten funding for my second feature film, fiction feature, which was a micro-budget film. So my two first films were micro-budget features. I had actually burnt out from my first fiction feature. I wasn't ready to shoot it. And that spring, I met a guy, a bigger producer, and I was so tired and I didn't know where I should even go in Estonia. What's my, what avenue I'm supposed to take from here? I felt that I shouldn't just have a company alone because I was on my own. And so I fell into this love. And I had all these dreams that, okay, now I move abroad and we start to do his projects together. I was also very, very inspired by him and some moves he made to kind of jump from here to here in producing. You have certain different sandboxes. And I mean, I am very ambitious, so it was extremely inspiring for me. And it fell apart very quickly, and I fell apart with it. It was really an illusion, and I did the smartest thing I could, and I actually let myself fall apart. I spent the whole like second half of summer, autumn, winter, and this person knows about this journey because we have now reconciled, and we're not friends, but we have been in touch, and so we moved out of it. But anyways, I moved through the darkest emotions, hate, betrayal, and I didn't know anything about Smoke Sauna Sisterhood at that time, but it was really a dark tunnel. It was a dark night of the soul, but I knew that there is a way out of it, but I have to just stay with it. I have to let myself feel all of it. And it was really ugly and painful. And but one thing there were two elements that are in the film that carried me through it: water and other women. I was really surrounded by my close female friends, and I don't actually understand how they managed to endure me, because I must have been very, very annoying with my ruminations and all this blabber, trauma blabber. And then water, because what I did, I went 3 times a week to yin yoga, if you know yin yoga, long stretches, candlelight, darkness. And after the class, I went home and I had bath. And in the water, I had a really good cry. And like that, 3 times a week, 2 months. And bit by bit, realization started to come. And I started to see through the conditioning as a woman, you know, this illusion, someone will come and save me. Some kind of hero will come and save me. Then, you know, then I get it all. Then I have it all. I started to see through how my mother and her mother and her mother never did any choices with their best interests in mind. It's not because, you know, you have to be selfish. It was always circumstances, you know, post-war, this, that, poverty, but it was always to sustain someone else, always someone else's interests put before. And I had seen what it did to my granny, what it did to my mom. And I just started to see through this mechanism, so patriarchy and how this world works towards women. And so I just kind of went through this process. I later understood that it was a deep healing. But where it happened was really when I confronted myself alone in the water, in the darkness, no one else around, no one was. It didn't happen through talking. It was some kind of bodily thing that just I had to go through, move through this energy. Also, I had never allowed myself to any negative feelings. I was ashamed, you know, to be angry, to be this, to be that. There was so much shame about everything, shame about my failed relationships. I felt like a failure in my career. I had like all that stuff. And then spring arrived, and I remember the spring morning around spring equinox, actually in March, when I woke up, sun was shining and I felt so light. I felt I understood I'm through it. And I had no idea what to do, what I want to do with my career, what I'm supposed to do next, what to do with my private life. But I decided that today, this day, I will just do what I feel called to do. And that day I felt the calling to go to Fridays for Future protests that were a thing. They had just started. There was one, a big one taking place close to my home. So I went there, and there I met Anna, the director of Smoke Sauna Sisterhood. We knew each other a bit through a common friend. We had never worked together. I had just recently released a short film compilation, so her film was also there. So that was kind of like a touching point. And there we were singing and chanting for a better planet, better future, healthier planet. And within 1 week, Anna called me that the previous producer of the Smoke Sauna film has passed away and whether I would take on the project. And the rest is history. So I embarked on this journey with Anna.
I'm sorry that I will stop right now, but I'm so thankful that you shared this intimate story with us, because I know that right now we are in the celebration of Smoke Sauna Sisterhood, but I feel like, if you agree with me, like this story that you just shared with us, it's so inspiring because we all have been there. We all have been there until this very moment when I will leave you too, and then you started shooting. You started talking with Anna.
Yeah. And yes, it was so it really, and I understood exactly what these women are going through there in the sauna, because I had just gone through it. So, and that's of course why then I understood why I want to do this film, just to, yes, encourage women to face their darkness and allow themselves their darkness and kind of really be reborn from it. And something in me feels that I am now about to go through something similar to raise to a next level, because something is over and I don't know yet what is actually coming next. So I think we really go in circles in that sense.
We will go, but we will go back, because in the second question, when we finish with Batoul, about how important to be in solidarity with each other and to support each other and to keep on doing this, even though that we forget sometimes what we faced in the past, but we must continue to remember and we must be with each other. But Batoul, I would like you, please, because I know a little bit about the challenges that you are facing in actually doing and producing your first feature film. We talked about going to meetings and with your assistant, and people direct the questions to the male figure, and while you are in the project, or maybe I misunderstood. So please share with us the challenges and opportunities while you are actually doing your work right now. The mute.
Yeah.
Yes.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes, so I decided to create my production company in 2022 after, when I started writing my project in the beginning. It was a short film, not a feature film. In the beginning, I wanted to do it really conventionally, in traditional way. You find a producer, you wait for funds, and you hope to get a lot of funds, and you to really organize it well, and to have all the things you need to do it, and to take times. And I noticed that when yeah, in the beginning, when I just after film school, and between I waited a lot between what I wanted to do and before doing it. There was a lot of waiting, and it seems that in this industry, in this when you're a director, you spend a lot of time waiting. And at some point, I realized that I have to stop waiting, and I'm not waiting anymore to be selected. I'm not waiting to people to choose my project. It was after waiting that I realized it was not that productive to wait. But you have to go through that, before you realize it's not that productive. You should do something else, and that something else might actually bring you opportunities. And so I started working on this project with the producer, and writing and rewriting and getting feedback. And it was really, I learned a lot. I'm glad I went through this experience. I mean, it was an enriching experience. But at some point, I didn't get the biggest fund, like the most obvious fund that I would need to produce a film between two countries, because it takes a certain budget to do that. And I was almost discouraged. I thought that I don't have the means to do it, and I almost put the project aside. And I did put it aside for a while, and went to work as casting director and did something else. And at some point, it came back. The desire to do this film came back, and with a new idea. It was, I'm gonna do it with anything, with any budget. I'm gonna do it as I want to do it. I'll take the feedback I want to take, and I just need, at this point, it's my first short film. I want to experiment, and I need total creative freedom. I need the right to also be wrong, to make my mistakes. It's a first short film. I don't need it to be perfect. I just want a bit of freedom, creative freedom. That's it. And I'll do what I have to do just to get that. And I also met a female producer. She was a confirmed producer, and she was already, doing feature film. She was not interested in producing a short film, but she told me something. I don't know if it's inspiring, because after the meeting, I was confused. I didn't know if it was the worst or the best thing someone would say to me. She said, "Go do it with any money." Like. Where I can find any money? It doesn't grow on trees. Like I don't have any money to make a mid-length film, with the shooting equipment and everything. And actually, it was inspiring, because you can make a film with any money, but when you start thinking like that, you start finding money, because you're ready to try everything. You're ready to try many funds. There should be many opportunities, many doors. And we shouldn't have to wait for only one producer, or not even 10. We should try, we should really, as many, like as you said, Tünde, we should really, it's very important to believe in your project, to really stick to your vision. And even if that means that it's not going to be a huge success, it's not going to be the next hit, or it's not the visit card that every director needs, that's okay. I think that's for me, it was very important to experiment, and to feel this creative freedom, and to search for my own voice. And I produced this short film. So that's when I decided to create my production company. And when I created my production company, I thought that I even told to the accountancy service, this is just a structure. I'm not going to use it. It's going to be dormant. Because I was thinking, like, I don't know which fund. I don't know. It's not enough to make a film. And when I created it, I applied to a fund that didn't existed before. It was created that year. So I couldn't even know about it. So I found it down the road, opportunities that didn't exist at the moment when I created my production company. So it wasn't enough to, like, the money wasn't enough to make to be a whole budget film, but it was a start, a beginning, and it also bring me hope. I believed more in my project, and there were a lot of challenges in all the in development, in the preparation, like producing it was not easy, but it was worth it, and it was possible because it's not feature film, it's also a mid-length film, so it was a calculated risk. It was not I was not doing something very it's totally doable for a short film. It's possible to make it happen, and it can be also a good learning experience. Like I did after film school, we always keep learning. Each project is a learning experience, and this one was very, very helpful and very enriching for me. And I decided
I want to take, if it's okay, to take from what you just said about not waiting anymore, and you decided to actually go forward and do your own company. I want to ask everyone this question, but because we only have half an hour left, I would really appreciate if we all answer very shortly, so I don't have to be mean and to jump into to interrupt you. I feel so mean right now because I would love to listen to each one of you. And I want to ask, how do we all see women, us, in the film industry right now? How do we see us, editors, producers, filmmakers, actresses, opportunities, challenges? In your opinion, how do you see us in the film circuit right now? Are we getting better? Are we still in the same place? Do we have... But please, I don't want to call names. So if you feel like sharing your opinion, just go ahead.
I think the market is getting more and more inclusive, and I see a lot of emphasis in selecting female filmmakers for different kind of works. I have currently, and I'm probably experiencing this from the farthest angle, because I'm in the United States, from where all these new waves are coming from. I am having conversations with incredibly talented white male filmmakers who are now not doing anything, and they are desperate. They're like, am I gonna ever make a film? And it's really a thing,
Really?
So it is really a thing. I'm working right now with a wonderful Serbian writer on my upcoming movie, who is a white man, and he's like, I don't know why you chose me. How is it possible that you want to work with me? Because nobody wants. The industry is trying to include diverse genders, diverse skin color, diverse everything. But so I think the healthy balance is, if we don't exclude anyone, would it be possible not to exclude everyone? It's like we all encompass, following the Jungian thoughts, we all encompass male and female energy. Is it be possible to integrate all that and to allow women as well? I mean, it's wonderful as an actor. I don't want to talk too much, but as an actor, I was also experiencing the same thing. Why women are not playing that important roles in movies? It's because there weren't directors who were interested in those women journey. Currently there are, and I feel a shift. I feel a huge shift from in the movie industry, but in general.
Unfortunately, where I come from, in Egypt and in the Arab,
that's a different question.
there is for me as someone coming from the Arab world and Egypt, this panel is very, very, very important because we have in Egypt, if I tell you how many filmmakers, female filmmakers, it's just ridiculous. The number is ridiculous. Right now, yes, there is a high interest in Arab filmmakers because of festivals, you know, because of the Red Sea Festival, for example, in Saudi Arabia. You know, it's new, it's 3 years now. They want to present, you know, different voices, so they try to focus on young filmmakers, but still, you know, we have, and I think Batoul, you might agree in this, because we are in the situation when we go to a male producer, you know, so he has a male filmmaker and female filmmaker, and he automatically goes to the female filmmakers.
I completely agree with that. I can only talk about my experience, and I have a privileged experience.
But you mentioned it's in the state. You mentioned
yes,
it's in the state.
I have a privileged experience, and I didn't mention that. Yes, there are female filmmakers in the festival circuit, in the independent world, but if we talk about blockbusters or big budget movies, you can name how many female filmmakers are getting there.
Exactly.
Very few. So I'm exclusively talking on my level, independent cinema, you know, film festivals around the world, where, you know, we are playing with little money. When it comes about money, that's a different ball game.
And also,
absolutely.
I would like to say,
Thank you so much. Yes, please.
In many countries now, they have the obligation to publish statistics, because sometimes there is a difference between the impressions and the reality, because we see more female directors, but when you see the statistics, they are not a majority, they are still a minority. There are more now than before, but it's still a minority. Like, for example, in France, there are 25% of female directors in 2023 who directed a feature film, and in Morocco, 12%. So that's why we still need women
in Morocco and in Egypt, they don't even mention the statistics, because there is no statistics to be mentioned. We know the names. So like, here's 3, there's 4, and that's it. So
no, in Morocco, we have the Cinema Center. The Cinema Center publishes the statistics, but not gender-oriented statistics. No, just the statistics of the film made each year, which is good. It's the transparency. We can see all the film made each year. And for example, in 2023, there was 12% of female directors doing feature film. So we have room for improvement here. And
yes,
also
Morocco, Tunisia, yes, Morocco, Tunisia, they are definitely on the right track. Definitely on the Kautar bin Hania. No, we're definitely on the right track.
From my point of view, I can say that statistics shouldn't be measured by female or male director or producers, but it should be measured with the theme that the films are for example, who better than Kasevitz will explain the woman struggle and woman emotions in the film Woman Under Influence, for example. So even male director and producers, and if the theme and if they are directing their focus into women issues, that would be great. I mean, us as a women, it's true that we are very young in this industry. I mean, before there was none of women working in this industry except like actresses. But what is important is that we work a lot and we have different tools. It's not only film. There are a lot of many other tools where we can talk and develop this kind of themes to make people realize that balance is needed, because we have both female and male in ourselves, even if we are male or female. But we have to agree in one thing, that no male will be happy without female being happy, and vice versa. So to make this world a better world, maybe we should invest in those ideas who are for developing this balance between male and female through films, through art, through many other fields.
But Lendita, you know that I always have this conversation with you, but I always go back and confront myself with the reality that I see in the industry. You know, yes, we should, you know, find the balance. We should not focus only on women's, you know, sharing only their stories. Some men, of course, it's true that some men can say, can write, can direct, and I don't have anything against this. But still, when you go and face the reality, sometimes you discover that you need to teach them all what we are discussing here.
We know,
you know?
the reality. The reality is that but for example, if I'm not given the budget and I'm not trusted to do my next film, I will not stop. I will write the story. If I find some director who will direct my story, I will be so happy. If I trust this person who will. So working towards this is a huge amount of work which is waiting us to do. Not trying to go there and just to do this sort part. For example, there are many men, maybe there are lots more experienced than I am, so they can do better than me. But I can write the story in the paper without any budgeting, you know? So we should work and not be discouraged because we are not chosen for these blockbusters, and because for example, go into blockbusters, we don't have these themes for that, because there are only really man's world, like cars and arms and fighting and, you know, all this kind of stories that doesn't give me any desire to write about, you know. So we should just find the way, as the water find its way, and to help people understand this really important facts, which are without that balance, because even less and less people are watching movies, you know, because they became like same. You watch one, you have seen it all. So probably people will start to pick up the stories which are different, which are more interesting, which can bring something else.
Absolutely, absolutely. Marianne and Rina. Batoul, go ahead.
No, it's just we were talking about two different problems. One is the equality of opportunities, like the same number of women and men directing film. Not you find 90% of directors are male, you know, just that there is we have equal opportunities to get the funding to do the films. And the other thing is that what you said is the representation, to have a better representation of women, and that men and women can do that. You don't have necessarily to be a women, but we hope to have a better representation and diversity of women. And
I don't want even to talk about, Batoul, I don't want even to talk about women representation, because this is like 3 hours talk. Arab women are always represented, suppressed, oppressed, sexually, like we have these stereotypes, men are terrorists. So thank God that the so-called Arab Spring shifted a little bit, since 2011, shifted a little bit the women representation and Arab representation, in this region. But this is absolutely, I don't want to open the subject, but because you said it's about women representation, so no, please say.
Yeah,
I
I
interrupted you.
understand. Yeah, I understand for the women. I wanted just to say that there are many topics in this, the challenges, women challenge. There are many topics like the equality and other challenges, like in all in the process of making films. And there is also the topic of women representation. And you don't need to be women to represent well women. It's just you can be a man or women, and I agree with that. It's just that we need a more diversity in the representation, like diversity in age, diversity in the characters. To deconstruct the stereotypes in all countries. Not in the Arab world, there are so many stereotypes when we study the women characters. And we need to represent women with more diversity and more authenticity, because women deserve to be better represented on screen.
Absolutely. Marianne and Rina.
I just wanted to say that from the actress' point of view, I'm very happy what is going on now. And through the whole film history, USA is always like far up front the rest of the world in the film industry. There's like setting trends, and what is going on now, like how they bring female directors and women-centered stories, and all Europe and the rest of the world is like coming after that and seeing this, and I guess it's very important. And also I know that in USA, I have a lot of friends there in Los Angeles, that there are production companies who set like mandatory rules for equal female male filmmakers on set. And for example, I have a story from my friend, I will not name him. He's Armenian cinematographer, aspiring cinematographer who lives a lot of years in LA, and he's started to speak through email with the production company who wanted to hire him. They knew his work, but they've never met him, and he has a name which can be understandable like a woman name or man name, that they didn't know who is him. And when the first time they spoke with him by phone or Zoom, I don't remember now, and they understood that he's man, they were so disappointed. They were like, wait a minute, we thought we were talking to a woman, we wanted to hire a woman. But they hired him, but they told him, look, the rest of your cinematography team, all women, bring all women on set. And he said, this is like, it's happening. And I'm like a little bit like, oh, I'm man, soon I'm not gonna have job, So, but it's a little bit as well, like too much. So what Lendita said about balance, I guess it's so like right to finding this balance as well. But about women's center,
it's happening. There are now that
I would like to say something about it. First of all, I don't know. Someone is making. I'm hearing a noise that is like someone is banging in the background.
Yeah, my neighbors suddenly started to repair their apartment. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So I just wanted to say one thing. On the contrary, what happened to me, my name is a very specific Hungarian name invented by a Hungarian poet. But when I got to South Africa, I realized that my name is also a Nigerian male name. And once through email, I introduced myself, and I was like, Tünde, Skovrán, I'm gonna have a meeting, and all doors opened up. It's a very strong Nigerian name. So whoever is a Tünde is a strong person, And I got in there, blonde and white and a woman, and people did not expect that at all. And then I realized this is a tool, and I started using it, because the doors I couldn't open as a woman, I opened in incognito. I wrote Tünde, with this name, you know, to all the, like, I managed to open a lot of doors because people were assuming that I am a man.
So we should change the names, right?
Change the names.
Oh
No,
my
don't
God, but this
be a woman.
it sounds so interesting. Marianne,
woman.
because I have to ask you all, I have a lot of questions, but the two most important after Marianne.
Yeah, do you have a question to me, or I just elaborate on the topic?
No,
I will.
Yes.
I mean, it very much depends on which country you live and the society in it. So in Estonia, it's, I think, very equal. I have actually never felt that it's an issue that I'm a woman, but also I'm not married. I don't have children. I do whatever I want. So it's a question whether in professional sense, does it matter? Is there a difference whether I'm a woman or a man? I live by men's rules in some way. I have freed myself from this things that could hold me back, and I mean, now I'm turning 41 tomorrow, so now I'm considering whether I have made the best choices in life. But anyway, what I see is exactly like you also said, that we have more women producers in indie film than men. Enough female directors, everyone has a chance. But when you look which films make money, then it's male producers. So the difference is there. I think there are many men who just don't dare to take on this kind of badly paying and risky job. So women are nurturing it. But I am a big equalist. And yes, in Smoke Sauna, we had a male cinematographer. It always started with yes, for cinematographer, the director wanted first a female cinematographer, but there weren't any who would have been on the level she wanted. Same with our actually Icelandic composer. We were looking at women first. But it was very quickly about creative merit, not about whether it's a man or a woman. I have made films about films with men, about women, not so many films about men. Actually, I'm becoming much more interested in this post-toxic basically masculinity topics after a lot of female topics. But I think what has been important for myself to recognize is the conditioning we have as women and these inner limitations that we put on ourselves. And I call it, coming from Estonia, it's a concept I invented. I call it Eastern European inferiority complex. It's a tendency to constantly, whenever I tell about it to my students, and there are people from Eastern Europe in the room, they know exactly what I'm talking about. To the Westerners, maybe sounds a little bit stupid, but it's this tendency to constantly undervalue your projects, what you have to offer, your ideas, the value of it. And by that, not taking chances that you could take. And there was a very pivotal moment in the journey of Smoke Sauna Sisterhood regarding that. I will very quickly tell it. I hope it's inspiring. We were in documentary development workshop for Estonian and Finnish projects to kind of restart the project, Anna and me together, and set our collaboration on the road. And I was also thinking I wanted to do this project, but I didn't think about it in any kind of international or like global categories at that point. And there in the workshop, we had a short consultation with one sales agent with whom I had not a very good collaboration. So it was even awkward kind of to, be there with her from France. But she looked at our development trailer and asked, "So girls, do you want to go to Sundance? This film fits their profile." I had never thought that this could be a film for Sundance. And there was Sundance Institute production, this funding deadline coming up. And because she opened this perspective for us, we applied for production funding and we got it. It was 1% chance to get it. 18 projects out of 1,800 got the funding. And of course, it opened for us kind of the perspective to eventually make it to the Sundance Film Festival. And if she hadn't told it to me, and I wouldn't have discarded this limiting thoughts, I would never have taken this chance. And I think I have done it lots of times before when I haven't taken some chance because I think I don't stand a chance because, you know, I'm this and that, and there is a big wide world out there and I don't belong there. It starts with this recognition that I also belong there. I'm one player in this industry, international industry, and what I have, the stories that I have to tell have value, and the talents that I nurture, the directors are talented and worth it. So in my experience, overcoming it starts with ourselves a lot, I think.
No, actually, this last statement that you said, it takes me to the question that how to empower ourselves so we are able to empower other colleagues, women or men or young people in our field. Because also, let's face it, our field is also very demanding, very competitive, very difficult. There are a lot of challenges, and you need to constantly tell yourself that you are able to do this, that you can do this. So empowering ourselves first, how do we talk to ourselves? And then what do you say to empower others?
I have one formula that I always apply, and it's feel the fear and do it anyway. Just show up and do it. And just another part of my journey was discarding perfectionism. It doesn't have to be a perfect email. What makes a difference is whether you send it or don't. Make that phone call, take the step anyway. The worst thing doesn't happen, that nothing happens.
I also liked when you say, and this is very important, that finding, you know, female and male voices and to be equal. It's different from one country to another, absolutely, but we still need to empower one another. This is why, for example, this panel, it's called Women Empowerment. It's for a reason, you know, because even for different countries, even if Estonia, you don't feel that there are any kind of discrimination or marginalization of voices, still, for example, you need to prove yourself. You know, as a woman, you need to fight for proving yourself. So I think it's very important, which goes back to Smoke Sauna Sisterhood, to talk about sisterhood and solidarity. So I need to hear each one of you. How do you feel about this right now in our film industry? Female solidarity or supporting voices, or like, how do we see us empowering each other in our field?
I think we need to create some platform which will be like small door to this kind of, and we can call it industry, but we can call it something else, you know. It's not only one
the word
male
industry, I know.
blockbuster. So we can create a lot of these small little platforms where we can show and support each other and make, maybe produce films together. And this would be really something which will empower women and women filmmakers who want to be filmmakers, because there are many other women filmmakers who, when they see me or you or anyone else struggling, even with all this kind of experience, how can they go and be willing to tell their story and try this journey when there is very much struggle around? So by creating these small structures, small platforms, small places where we can help each other, it will be opportunity for younger filmmakers to experiment, because film as an industry and everything is always in constant changing, because we don't have films nowadays that we had in 1920, Charlie Chaplin and, you know, so everything is changing. So to embrace this change that is really coming, we should gather somehow us who are more experienced. For example, we have producer from LA who is so powerful at the field. So why not creating this kind of small places and take some talents and create things, create good things. By creating those interesting and good stories, there it is. I mean, you can ask for more, because also women can create something who these big producers might be interested if this project will bring money. You know, this is the I think the mentality of those kind of industry people. So, but we don't have any door to show our stories. And those stories, I'm not very confident with this. Every film festival has this kind of cells that we can. But even there is some structure, which every structure and every rule destroys the authenticity. So we have to maybe by swimming through those kind of waters find some ways to showcase ourselves and our project. And
Of course, I want to say that by accepting this initiative with Silver Screen Film School to be in this panel already, you believe in empowering others by sharing
Yes.
stories, platforms, or so this is how also, you know, because I'm sure that a lot of young, for example, you know that I interact a lot with the young talents, and when I was in Egypt and now in Romania and different countries. And really, the number one fear for most of them that they need to shift from this career or their dream, because they see that it's very, very difficult to reach, you know, awards, or to be known, or to make your film. And I always talk to them, and I always tell them, by the way, not for Marianne, not for Lendita, not for Batoul, not for Rina, not for Tünde, not for myself, no one, and the other women. It was not easy. It was not easy for them. We all had our ups and downs, and it's very important to remind them and to remind others that it's still possible. And the way we talk to ourselves is very important, because I feel that it's true. Like you feel like, how did you call it, Marianne? Like you feel that you are marginalized or excluded. I don't remember exactly the word that you used about Eastern European, like we cannot do, like we have this kind of
inferiority complex.
Inferiority, yes, thank you so much. You know, but it's not only in, it's women, everywhere, everyone, if they don't feel confident enough, they are not able to move forward in any career, not just in cinema. I would like, yes, please.
At some point, when you realize that nobody is gonna do it for you, like, for example, when you sometimes you discuss with people, they might not like your film, but they won't even say good luck, or, you know, so you realize if you don't, you know, if you don't empower yourself, like, it's not gonna come from outside. There's a sound problem, maybe. Mariam?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
I'm so sorry. Yes, please.
Yeah, I just wanted to say that you realize at some point that it's not going to come from outside, because not all people are here to encourage you or tell you your project is great. And if they don't tell you that, it doesn't mean your project is not. It's because they don't see it, and you start from scratch. It's not literature. You're the only one to tell what is your project. And also we have this image of the like the crazy artist, while in reality our lives need to be a bit stable. Like you mentioned yin yoga, you know, You need some like sport or healthy lifestyle sometimes when you have a lot of challenges to be constant in your efforts.
And you know, for me, for example, the most powerful kick in the ass when you go with your project to some powerhouse, some producer, some important, and they say, no, it will not work. Like, you're like, okay, now it will definitely work. Like, you know, to prove something, not just to you, to everybody, but first of all, like to yourself, and to go forward. And okay, you didn't believe in me, you didn't believe in me, you didn't believe. Okay, I will do it now for sure. Even if before it was some qualms, like, yes, maybe it's not, but when somebody is telling you that no, it will not work, it gives me all the time like additional power. It's the same like in acting, because acting is very difficult profession, because it's like every week you're going to audition, like to ask for job. I don't know in any other profession. I mean, producer don't start new project every week and say no, being said no. So, and what's the like biggest problem for actors who cannot like follow up with this? To compare each other, you know, to compare yourself with somebody around, to feel that you are not good enough. And here in filmmaking is like the same. If I mean, here all these women, they for sure believe in yourselves most of the time, but for inspiring filmmakers, I guess it's the story which should move you, and this belief in your story and what you want to say, it should like move mountains along the way. You just go forward and keep believing.
I want to ask Marianne, because now she's a film producer originally. Have you ever turned down projects and you said, no, it's not going to work? Have you ever? Of course, I know that this is, but
You're talking to me?
Yes, right now, because you are the only one, the film producer originally. They started as film producer.
I am turning down a lot of projects, because every time I say yes to something, I say no to a lot other things. So I just have to choose carefully what I'm doing. I never say that this is never going to work. It's whether I can do it or not. But I was thinking I will finish up from my side with a happy end regarding the prince on the white horse that didn't choose me. So when we won the European Film Award in Berlin, this person was in the room and the first to congratulate me. And then I understood it earlier, but then it was totally clear for me the weeks after that, when I was processing this win, that it was never about, you know, this chosen one who managed to do it, you know, managed to break through and is such an amazing person and somehow more special. He was doing his thing. And my problem was that I also wanted to do his thing. I had to take the courage and give my talents a possibility and, you know, let my talents shine and basically walk my path, not try to be part on someone else's path. And then when I did it, the results were brilliant. So, and it was never about being chosen or not chosen. It was just, you know, so in the end, the problem was me, not that someone broke my heart. It was, we have to walk our own path, not try to somehow get on a express track by jumping on someone else's wagon.
I think this is also now, if we want to wrap up our panel, because of course I don't want to take more from your time all. So all of us, Batoul, Lendita, myself, Marianne, Rina, Tünde, we all, I think, after facing challenges moving to LA or moving to a different country or even to stay in your country, we all had to talk to ourselves, to encourage and empower ourselves, and to be able to push ourselves and move forward with our dream. And from all the stories that we all shared so far, for Batoul to open her production company, for Rina to start, you know, this, and for you to go and forward and do Smoke Sauna Sisterhood about sisterhood, and Who I Am Not in South Africa, and Lendita right now, I know that she has a big project with in mentoring and working on a new film. So it's amazing. But I want, when we wrap up, each one please to share one challenge and one opportunity to empower young talents and women, or anyone, even men out there. One challenge in the not industry, in cinema, or in pursuing your dream in cinema, and one opportunity. I can start. I think, if you allow me to start, but if you want to start, please go ahead.
I want, before we go to this, I have to share
Yes,
something
please.
with you, because
Please.
Mariam, you are the organizer, and I wasn't
try.
sharing my thought about what can you do for the others. I was a year ago at Bistrica Festival, and I look at Mariam, and I'm like, oh my God, I love your ring. And Mariam takes it off, and she puts it on my finger. This is the ring. And I had an operation, surgery on this finger. So for some reason, since then, this is swollen and I cannot take it off. So the only way I can take it off is if I cut it off. But I don't want to cut it off, because this ring says kindness in Arabic. And I find myself in situations where I am in a Jewish community and I'm like turning it around, because I see people staring at my ring, that I am sympathizing with the Arabs, and I find myself in an Arabic situation where like praise, like it has a lot of stories, but I had to learn kindness. And I think what is important for us women to tune into our womanhood. What are the strengths of women? To be kind, to help each other, to talk, to believe in others' dreams and others' ideas. We shouldn't be so territorial ourselves, because we are fighting so much for our own projects. But I have to find the time to believe in your project, to understand what your vision is, to add to your project for free, to gift an advice and a piece of belief. And I would like all filmmakers to have a ring that says kindness, and the surgery on the finger, so you cannot never take it off.
I'm so happy to see you still wearing that ring, but I'm not happy to know that it doesn't come out. I don't. Oh my God. Oh my God, no. Thank you so much for sharing this beautiful story. I have to say that all of you, and I said it in the beginning and I'm repeating it again, you all, while spending few moments with you, talking and bonding together and sharing even a small moment about your dream or my dream or whatever, it left an impact on me. And this is empowering. I didn't even try in this panel to go into mentioning women who don't support other women, because it's not really my feelings to focus on minority, of those women. My inner feelings, and that I should always focus on the beautiful, intelligent, talented, inspiring women that do for other women, because in this way we all will be going in the right direction, not sitting at home crying or wanting to punch this person that was, not believing in you or not wanting to listen to you. So I don't want to keep talking, because again, this is not my mission. So one challenge and one opportunity to let you go, to continue your day in the or anything really you want to share to wrap up the panel of challenges and opportunity in the film industry. So there are no challenges and no opportunities.
What do you mean by challenges? Like I challenge you to do this, or
for example, I will actually, before I say this, I would like to ask our three lovely audience who came today you know, to share, because of course the event was unplanned in EVA Film Fest, and I'm so honored that Anna gave us the moment and the time to be with her in the festival. And I don't know if you have any question, or if you want to share a thought. Would you like to come here?
No, I hope just that you can all hear me.
I don't know. Maybe I switch.
Congratulations for all your activity. I just want to say that Smoke Sauna Sisterhood was already projected twice in our festival, and it was very, very well received. So we all loved your movie. Thank you for being with us and sharing your movie with our audience. So this is very nice for us.
Thank you so much.
Since you are working, yes.
Since your work has already somehow touched us, the proposal from Mariam to have this panel here was somehow a perfect match made in heaven, because EVA Filmmakers Festival, it's about empowering women. And everybody always accuses me of being feminist, and I never accepted this stamp on my forehead. I always said I'm always searching for balance, because everything else is about men. I would like to bring some balance into the world and focus on women. So this is my challenge. And you being here together, and all my thanks to Mariam that this was possible here in EVA.
Collaborative work, all of them and us.
This is my opportunity. So thank you that you accepted to be here with us together, because it is very important. And it is not that important how many of us were here today, because the reach that this panel will have online, that is the true purpose and the true meaningful result of our meeting today. So thank you again.
Thank you, Anna. Thank you so much. Would you like to comment or say anything if you would like? If you have a question. Yes, please. Okay. I will turn the laptop.
I don't know if I'm loud enough.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Can you hear her?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm 17, and I wanted to be a filmmaker for about 4 years now. I've known this is what I want to do in life, and it's been kind of hard to motivate myself and see a future in this type of work. And moments like this type of discussions and this type of meetings really inspire me a lot and help me a lot to see a future in this direction. And yeah, it's just really great.
Oh my God. Oh my God. What's your name?
Anya.
Anya, did you all hear this? Oh my God, Anya, thank you so much for sharing this. Thank you.
But Anya, I challenge you to take action. Go and find yourself an internship spot next summer in a film team. Get it going. No one will do it for you. That's where it starts.
Yeah, it's also very inspiring to see like these women who have worked a lot, especially like someone from here, like this town, because like a big struggle is like being from a small town and thinking so big, like, oh, like I want to go to that university, I want to do this.
Look at Tünde, she's from here.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's very inspiring to see someone from a small town like Sfântu and make it big, and being in the United States now and everything, and every single woman who has worked so much. Like, I respect and admire every single woman from this panel and the whole like cinema industry, whatever. And yeah, thank you so much.
What's your name?
I don't think that it matters from what town you are. I am from, not even from Gheorghe. I grew up in Gheorghe, but I'm originally from Batoul. And I have never had in my family a television. I've never been in a live theater since, I mean, in my entire childhood, because we didn't have it. So, you know, this really doesn't matter where are you in the world located. What matters, if you are surrounding yourself with the people who believe in you, and if they keep you, you know, on that path, and of course yourself, because but that's, Ellie already said that nobody's going to do it for you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Bianca.
Ellie,
Thank
Jesus
you.
Christ, Marianne.
I just want to thank each one of you. We forget now about challenges and opportunities because we discussed a lot of challenges, and just anything that comes to your mind, just for the sake of wrapping up the session, I would really appreciate it. And I wanted to thank you for taking the time, for believing in this panel, for wanting to make a difference. And I always believe that it makes a difference, which I'm happy to hear right now, and it will make a difference. So please feel free to share any thoughts. And I love that Marianne told them, go find yourself an internship next year. Don't stop yourself. So this is the first motivation. I am also motivated for you. I'm excited for you. So please feel free to share your thoughts.
I will just share something which just came now into my mind, because a woman, now this panel is for women empowerment, but as a woman, we give birth to men and women, so we are both. And we should somehow not separate ourselves from this by calling ourselves women and this and that, but we should invite also good people, men and women, to help us tell different stories, to help us build a different society where everyone else would be happy and, you know, can bring something else to and we know that film as a field, as a medium, as a tool is very, very powerful. And through it, we can change a lot, and we can change the world. And maybe that's why some people who are money-oriented and business-oriented doesn't allow us to freely to enter to this field, because then we will change their mindset. Maybe money wouldn't be so important, you know. So I would be so happy to see many men and women who will join this, and we will help us to build a new society, because we are almost in a new area, so it's needed.
Thank you, Lendita.
Thank you.
Batoul.
Mute.
Yeah. Now, I hear many women say, I don't know if it's going to work. And I don't know if I can do it. I don't know if the project is going to work. I don't know. And we have this uncertainty. We all go through uncertainty. And I would like to tell, like some empowering thought is, assume it's going to work. Assume it's going to put a date. Assume it's not being delusional. It might actually go well. And I just wanted to say that when I was preparing my shooting, I never imagined that it would go well, that it would go so well, because there were so many things to, like, people to find, and I never imagined that I would meet some incredible technicians and work with wonderful actors and great DOP, and actually it happened. And afterwards, it was difficult for me to believe it, because I was expecting all the problems and not that it might go well, actually. So I just want to finish on that, like, as if like, just assume that your next project is going to happen and that it's going to be great, even if you're not sure.
Absolutely, absolutely. I also remember now wanting to share something very few years ago while I was working in one of the festivals in Egypt. And it was so funny that one of the people that were working with me, because as we said, we in our part of the world, our struggle is different and our challenge is different. So it was very funny that one of the men that came to our team, he mentioned that he is training the women in the festival while we were working and doing everything before, you know. So it's very important to also name things by its name, to call things by their names. Like, no, stop. No, we are doing this. We are equal. We can do this. You are not training us. So this idea of also, you know, not being expert enough, we need to, and Batoul, I remember one time you said the only way they will stop doing this and acting nasty is when we actually continue to speak up and stop this kind of behavior, to say, no, no, it's not true. It's not going to happen. I am doing this and I am good, and you are not training. So please keep on believing in yourself and empowering yourself, because this is the only way that we can actually reach balance, in my opinion. Because if we're talking about balance and equality, we have to continue voice it up to ourselves. Okay, Marianne, Rina, Tünde, very quickly, 1 minute, because it's 3 minutes before 7.
I'm just very grateful, Mariam, for you to inviting me and to be among these wonderful people here. And I'm very grateful for what I've heard from audience, from those wonderful women out there. And just thank you so much. It's very inspiring. And every time when I attend in these events as an audience or as a speaker, I want to move forward as much as fast as I can. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Best of luck, Rina. We are behind you, all of us. Marianne.
Thank you.
I will make it very short. Also, thank you, Mariam, for putting it together. I myself needed it so much today. And
thank you so much.
And maybe my final message is don't forget to enjoy it also.
Don't forget
to enjoy what you're doing or what we're doing.
Yes.
And celebrate
absolutely.
small wins and big wins. Celebration is an important part of a journey.
I wanted just to say, so important to those girls in the audience to surround yourself with people who believes in you, and because there will be so many who will not, and find just at least one single person who will share your dream, who will believe in you, who will support you along your way when you need it the most. That's it. Thank you.
They are smiling. And Anna is giving them thumbs up. Tünde.
Yeah, as a last note, I think the biggest challenge for male and female filmmaker is to really find that topic that you are going to follow for years. This is a long-term journey, and you have to have the resources within to connect to the answer. Why am I on this journey? What do I want to say? It's very difficult to find the project. Make sure that this project is meaningful for you, for the world, and then enjoy the making of it. It's not that I want to make a successful movie that is going to premiere in this festival. It is, what am I learning in this process? It's like a school. It's not the graduation, it's what you learn, and really on the journey of what you discover about yourself. Making a movie is about healing yourself. You're talking about a pain, a quest, something personal all the time. No matter what kind of other stories are you telling, you are filtrating through your personality, and it's a beautiful self-healing process that we all have to enjoy and celebrate and dive in really deep.
I would also
love-
say, I would just say that filmmaking and storytelling is really for those who has story to tell, because that should be their goal, and that should be, and that is automatically their dream and desire, because the story needs to be told and needs to be heard. So if that's your dream, I'm sure, 100% sure, that you will find the way to tell it. So just follow your dream.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for taking the time. I loved each and every conversation and each
Thank you,
inspiring
Mariam.
story. And I wish I can see you all again in person. I know it will happen, and I know it will be big, and I know that it will be amazing. So I will give you a hand. Thank you so much. And they are giving you a hand. And even Noah in the background, he managed to cry a little bit, is giving you a hand. Much love from Romania. I hope we all meet again one day in Egypt.
Oh.
Yes, and Lendita,
That
we
would be
met
great.
already in Egypt. We met already in Egypt and in Romania,
Yes.
so we need to bring all the other women back to Egypt.
Or
Okay.
Kosovo.
Yes, it will happen. We will move.
Thank you.
Okay.
Come
Have
to
a beautiful-
Estonia too.
Oh, let's take a photo together because, of course, right now. Wait.
We can't hear you. Octavian. Noah.
Everybody's so silent.
You don't have sound.
We have sound, but not
Just a
Mariam.
second. I'm inviting
Ah.
Bianca and Anna to take a photo. Just a second. Please come. Please, honey, can you take a photo for us all? Please come. No, I take the photo and we let them go because they will kill me. Okay, Boo Boo. Are you here? Okay. Yes.
Anya with us.
Yes.
And Boo.
Yes. Okay. We took the photo. Have a beautiful evening. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Ciao.
Mariam.
Bye.
You too.
Bye.
Bye.
You can leave
Bye,
because
thank
I want
you.
to make sure that the recording is on. So thank you so much. Bye.
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 Ciao. No, wait. We want to make sure that it's. I know, but wait until we. Yes. Wait. Abby, are you here by any chance?
Yes. Live.
Oh my God. Why you didn't tell me that if you had a question or anything? Okay, just
Because
a
I was
second.
out I was out for a few, like an hour I was out.
This is,
I went
by
to
the
the
way,
doctor.
this is why I didn't want to call your name just in case you are not around. But wait. Now I want to make sure that the recording is saved.